Hey guys, what's going on? Episode 3. We're back here with a guest star. I know we didn't come last week, but that's because I was out of town, straight hustling out here. So we got a guest star. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hey guys, it's Nick. I'm a douchebag.
Douchebag German. That's all you gotta know. Of course, we got our co-star, or not co-star, but co-host.
Felipe, and we're here in our new studio.
New studio.
New studio.
We're here in our new studio. We're gonna be recording here from now on.
Yeah, so we asked the teacher, and he said it was all right. He said the door's always open.
Yeah.
Yeah, always open. Always. Anyway, so first we're gonna start off. Movie theater evacuated after man uses pepper spray to open beer. It was a German movie theater.
See, my people, we do great things.
It was a German movie theater was evacuated when a man attempted to use a can of pepper spray as a beer bottle opener, and then ended up puncturing the can. Emergency responders in the German city said a movie theater was evacuated when a patron's attempt to open his beer with a can of pepper spray went awry. Can you pronounce that?
Yeah, the Osnabrück.
Osnabrück Fire Department said a 29-year-old man attending a movie at a cinema in the Theodor
Hostplatz
area attempted to use a can of pepper spray as a tool to open his bottle of beer about 9:50 p.m. Monday. On a Monday, while
a bottle of beer.
It was like this, right? Like an aluminum can.
That could work. I think if you tried to open an aluminum can.
Yeah, but not a bottle of beer.
Bottle of beer. He's using another bottle.
He's gonna use the edge of the other can.
Jesus.
The movie theater was evacuated by fire, and firefighters determined it would have to remain closed for the night.
Damn.
The fire department said no serious injuries were reported from the incident. Please do not open beer bottles with pepper spray cartridges, the fire department said in a Facebook post. Also, don't use handguns, grenades, bayonets, air bombs, or brass knuckles.
It's really cool that the German people are, I think, known for the Holocaust and for this in particular, like opening beer bottles with pepper spray.
What about crazy shit Germans have done?
Crazy shit German people have I mean, but like, what has to be running through your guy's head when he's doing that? Like,
I feel like he was already drunk beforehand, and he's just like, oh, fuck it, I'm gonna open it with a try.
I'm sure he didn't have many tools. Like, it was just, he had his pepper spray.
But he could have used his key.
Why didn't he could use anything? He could have asked for help.
He could have just smacked it. That would have been better than using pepper spray.
Dear God. Is it
25 quirks? Germans don't reduce are super weird. BuzzFeed? Fuck BuzzFeed.
Yeah,
well, some of BuzzFeed's okay.
Some BuzzFeed is enjoyable. I'll give BuzzFeed props.
Not the videos.
The videos.
Like
8 of the most batshit crazy things that the Nazis actually believed.
That seems... Oh, that's like probably the demented stuff, right?
I don't know.
Let's see.
Let's see it.
Bro
Bible. I like this.
It's off to a good start, you know.
Would you like to read this one?
Yeah, sure. So, we all know that the Nazis had some questionable ideas and beliefs, but what you might not know is that while they were all genocidal racists, they were also in many ways ridiculous idiots.
Hey, but German engineering is pretty incredible.
That's Otto, you know? So, yes, some of the crazy shit that they believed was so absurd, so goddamn sad, but it's hard to believe that they made it as far as they did. And so the next time someone has the audacity to say something like, well, Hitler had some good ideas, he just took it too far, and you'd be surprised how many people actually think this way, let them know that no, he didn't.
The Earth is hollow. A German pilot, Peter Bender, seized on early crackpot theories to determine that not only is the Earth hollow, but that we are actually living inside of it, along with the sun, the moon, and everything else, that this hollow Earth is surrounded by nothing but solid rock. I like your sigh of disappointment.
Humanity.
Amazingly, the Nazis backed up Bender's theory because deep down they were fucking idiots. Of course, after a 1942 experiment conducted that Bender was a dumbass, the Nazis realized their mistake and did what Nazis do. They sent Bender to the concentration camp where he died.
Jesus Christ. They went from like being all about Mr. Bender to like throwing him into camp.
Yeah, but I feel like they did that with a ton of people.
Well, now hold on. Now we don't actually,
Okay.
How many people? That's questionable.
Okay,
We don't
okay.
know. Just
Would you like to read this one?
yeah. So let's start. I say the world ice theory. So once the Nazis realized that Bender's hollow Earth was an embarrassing bunch of bullshit, they said whoever wrote this is really biased against Nazis. Okay, they settled down and oh wait, they actually decided that the whole universe is made of ice. Sigh. So the whole thing is completely ridiculous, but basically the theory goes that the whole universe is made of ice, and all these various ice balls turn into planets and moons, sometimes which are all destined to crash into the sun. And oh yeah, the Earth once had several moons, all of which eventually crashed into Earth because that wouldn't be a big deal at all.
This world ice theory was the brainchild of an Austrian named Hans, and was quickly adopted by the Nazis to replace Bender's failed theory. The best part is that developed the theory not thorough, science. Oh God, it's hard.
No, it's all good.
Science, but through a vision. Yes, Nazi cosmology was based on a dream some dude had. Oh wait. So why did the Nazis keep coming up with crazy bullshit to explain away the universe in a time when science pretty much had that shit figured out? Well, you have to remember who the most famous physicist of the day happened to be, Albert Einstein, who was Jewish. That's how much Hitler and the Nazis hated the Jews.
They hated him so much they denied basic shit like that. The Earth isn't ice.
Yeah,
Like,
I have nothing to say.
The fucking Nazis. I mean, the Nazis were okay. I don't want to say cool. Okay, but I want to say like they had all this whack shit. They were at the same time that they're debating these are fucking ice planets and stuff.
Yeah.
They were also murdering millions of Russians. So I mean I don't know.
It balances out.
Yeah, it balances out, and they just become normal. I don't know.
We also debunk them just because they were Nazis.
That's
But
true.
They had some good stuff.
They did. Felipe has an excellent point. We shouldn't just throw everything Nazi out the window. I mean, okay, you guys have seen the Hugo Boss stuff, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
their
Yeah,
clothing?
it's
That's-
nice clothing.
It's good clothing.
And if you we already covered in the last podcast episode, the Hugo Boss clothing. We searched up the Nazi uniforms, and they're pretty nice.
They're dope. They're
And
really
also
dope.
Honestly,
cars.
the cars
yeah,
were
like
nice.
Like the Audi, it's a BMW.
German engineering.
Yeah, but sometimes BMWs are pieces of shit. They break down. Sometimes.
I don't have that familiarity with a BMW.
My mother's BMW would always break
My
down.
dad's as well.
Yeah.
Oh really? Oh wow, that's okay.
Yeah.
It's that big of a deal.
Yeah, my cousin's a mechanic, and he would always whenever he gets a BMW in the shop, he's just like, fucking idiots.
I mean, I don't know. Fucking Germans. You want to do that next one too?
Jesus,
Well,
there
what's
was
funny?
some-
There's a lot. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I want to see the German people came from Atlantis.
That sounds fun.
All right, you want to read this one? Because I don't know
Yeah.
these names.
Okay, so
here.
I guess it was a continuation of the guy who
Okay,
wrote
yeah.
another one. So it says, Williga wasn't alone in his crazy fantasies, as the influential Thule Society, who helped get the Nazis going in the first place, believed that the German people came from Thule, a lost land somewhere near Iceland. Okay. Others took this a step further and believed that before they came to Thule, the Germans were originally inhabitants of, wait for it, yes, Atlantis. Basically, the
Fucking
Nazis
Atlantis.
positioned themselves as the inheritors of Atlantis and were thus better and more enlightened than other people. Once the Germans split from Atlantis, they also found out, and according to the Nazis, evidence of their cultural dominance could be found in ancient artifacts in both the Tibet and the Andes of South America. And oh yeah, the ancient Greeks were also from Atlantis and thus German. Hey, why not?
Jesus was German.
God damn it, man.
God. Okay, I don't know if I can take this too much longer, bro. This is just embarrassing because
What else was
Is that
there?
one long?
huh?
How long?
That one's the longest one
Yeah,
too. Look
look.
at it. Look, hi.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay, never
The
mind.
incarnation
Yeah.
of a famous German king.
A famous German king. They really did search for the Holy Grail. Oh wow.
No, that doesn't mean they're stupid.
Well, I mean, but to be fair, I don't think they should have been
yeah.
doing that. Like, weren't they also fucking bankrupt for a long time?
I don't know. You know more history.
Okay, well
than
I know.
me.
Okay,
Yeah.
well so to my knowledge, towards especially towards 1942 and after, the Germans started losing the war.
Yeah.
And they were running out of money. So why the hell were they searching for the fountain of youth?
Well, I guess maybe they're trying to oh fuck it, we don't have that much money anyway. We might as well just try to do some crazy shit. You
I
know?
mean, yeah.
If they found the Fountain of Youth, they would have been the richest country in the world.
Okay.
That's true.
All right. Okay, that's a fair point, man, Felipe.
Like a gold
Oh,
rush,
yeah.
like in the
Yeah,
back in the day.
yeah.
You
Back in
spend
the
all
day.
your money to try to go get something that's probably not there.
Probably not.
But
But if you get it,
you come
you're
home
set.
rich.
You're
yeah.
set. You're set. You know, Felipe, the Nazis really should have picked you up. You had a little thing or two up your sleeve. They could have used that. Okay, so they really searched for the Holy Grail,
Yeah.
and they claimed they trained a dog to talk. What is wrong with these people?
Straight up, like, LOL. I mean, this guy.
These authors had fun.
This author had a lot of fun. I feel like this author is one of those super patriotic Americans. There's nothing wrong with being patriotic, but like you're super patriotic.
Yeah, I'm very patriotic, but I don't think I don't think you know. I don't know. Jesus Christ was American. You know. I mean, I don't. It's really weird. Like he was for sure white, even though he really wasn't white. But I mean, he was for sure white, but he wasn't for sure American.
You think Jesus is white?
I'm gonna say Jesus was white because Jesus had the power to be whatever color, and he probably didn't want to already. Be, like,
he didn't want to be brown.
He didn't want to be a darker color. I mean, yeah, I would be white if I was Jesus.
What was Jesus white or black?
Was Jesus a Jew? Well,
What? Okay.
I hate people. I hate people.
Or
black.
Black.
We can
God,
all
I
just agree.
misspelled
yeah, it's
absolutely
ACK.
everything.
We can all at least agree he wasn't like Asian.
Why Jesus skin color matters?
Oh,
I respond, Jesus is not white. Okay, let's.
a black
So you
woman.
would think he's Middle Eastern.
Oh, I would think, yeah.
He should have. Yeah.
Then again, he has the power of God, but he came in human form.
Oh,
and
that is
humans-
true. That is true. I haven't touched up on my Bible recently, so that would be up y'all's alley.
Yep. Well, we should get a Jesus lover in here, maybe when it comes to podcast.
One day, right?
Yeah, we should.
Bring
That
it
would be
up.
interesting.
That'd be really interesting.
And we should just play devil's advocate and try to debunk
my
her. Even
God.
though I believe I am a Christian.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I was gonna say just like roaster, pretty much, or what?
Yeah, but I want to see your comeback. I want to see like
that'd
what
be
happens.
interesting. That'd be really fun.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
After one of my recent lectures, a Christian college student approached me and asked me if black people are uncomfortable with the fact that Jesus is white. I responded, Jesus is not white. The Jesus of history likely looked more like me, a black woman, than you, a white woman. I wasn't shocked by the student's assumption that Jesus was of European descent, or the certitude with which she stated it, which I am in U.S. Christians. When I am in U.S. Christian spaces, I encounter this assumption so often that I've come to believe it is the default assumption about Jesus' appearance. Indeed, white Jesus is everywhere. A 30-foot-tall white savior stands at the center of what?
Where's the word? Where are you at? I totally.
Biola.
Biola?
Probably Biola.
Yeah, that
Biola,
sounds
yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, it does. University's campus white Jesus is featured on most Christmas cards, and the recent History Channel miniseries, The Bible dramatically introduced a white Jesus to more than 100 million viewers. In most of the Western world, Jesus is white. While Christ the Lord transcends skin color and racial divisions, white Jesus has real consequences. In all likelihood, if you close your eyes and picture Jesus, you'll imagine a white man. Without conscious intention or awareness, many of us have become disciples of a white Jesus. Not only is white Jesus inaccurate, he also can inhibit our ability to honor the image of God in people who aren't white.
Well, I think when he was portrayed as white, he was portrayed like we can agree that white skin is easier to show details.
Okay.
That's
a
actually-
fair point.
yeah, it's a fair
it's
point.
fair colored skin. I mean,
It is fair colored skin. It's hard to show details with
There was no
darker colored
photographs
skin.
of him.
Also, the people who have
Yeah.
maybe painted pictures maybe had a bias, because I would imagine mostly Europeans would paint pictures of.
I mean, yeah. What was happening when Jesus was? I mean, yeah, right. Like the Romans were probably more like fair complected.
Yeah, they're
Yeah, of
yeah.
European
White.
descent.
Yeah.
So I mean, it would make sense that they.
they have a bias
Yeah.
towards like fair colored skin.
Yeah, for sure. I can get that. I can get behind that.
Jesus of Nazareth, oh God, I hate myself.
Nazareth.
Likely had a darker complexion than we imagine, not unlike the olive skin common among Middle Easterners today. Princeton biblically scholar James Charlesworth goes so far as to say Jesus was most likely dark brown and suntanned. The earliest depictions of an adult Jesus showed him with an oriental cast and a brown complexion. By the 6th century, some Byzantine artists started picturing Jesus with white skin, a beard, and hair parted down the middle. This image became the standard. See, it was
Yeah.
after.
Okay, so
they initially drawed him or pictured him as a brown individual.
yeah, but then they
darker
made
skin
him.
individual.
You know why did they decide on the hair parted down the middle? I mean, like, because if they were gonna be influenced, they could have made Jesus look like kick ass. I'm not just trying to say Jesus didn't look cool, but like, what if
Well, maybe that was beauty because Jesus is the Son of God. He is the most beautiful person on the planet.
All right, you're right. Okay. All I'm saying is like, what if they just like, what if like some douche, like, what if one of us got to like draw the first painting of Jesus like in the Byzantine Empire, and you drew him with like kick-ass like pink hair or something like that.
Pink hair.
And that was like the new standard for what Jesus looked like in the Bible
Or
and stuff.
they were trying to show that he's human, so he looks like a normal guy.
Okay, that's also fair.
Yeah,
Jesus looked like a
true.
Joe.
Because
Yeah.
he's supposed to be. He is the resembles, or we resemble him according to the Bible.
Like when Columbus and all his men came over, the natives thought they were gods because they had like orange hair. Or
They had like
orange hair.
yeah.
And so if Jesus had pink hair,
Yeah, that's a fair point. I mean,
we would think he's.
It was frowned upon to draw the figure of God at that time. That's why the first paintings of him came hundreds of years after his death. That's a fair point as well.
that's true. Yeah, isn't that kind of like what the Muslims did? Like they didn't actually depict any pictures of Muhammad, right? They just they were just like symbols of Islam, right? Something like that.
And so I guess because they didn't picture him in the first 100 years, it got switched around. His real image got switched around by the people who were drawing him, obviously.
Yeah.
So
Very
I think
fair.
that's what she's going to get to at this. I mean, I'm not going to go through the whole thing.
Yeah, that's.
It's
It's
that's
kind
not
of.
that. It's about to end. Should we?
I know one thing
No, I think it
that we
kind
can
of
talk
wraps
about after this.
What is that? What would that be?
Go back to the first tab.
Which one? This one?
Yeah, go up. We can talk about this.
Oh, you want to talk about the World Series?
Aren't you into baseball?
Yeah, I'm a pretty big baseball guy.
Yeah, really?
So,
Yeah, I mean, man, the World Series. You know, baseball's like it's so weird. It's still like called America's pastime, but like
I feel more football is
it's
America's.
football. Football would be more because I mean everyone freaks and loses their shit for football.
Yeah,
Like, for
baseball
sure.
just like it used to be America's
Yeah,
biggest sport, but now it's more football.
yeah. What do you think like killed that? What do you think killed baseball?
I don't know, dude. I'm not that into sports,
Yeah.
and like I don't know too much about sports, but I guess it's just the culture. I mean, it's just hitting people,
Yeah.
running into people. People are a lot more aggressive.
Yeah.
I feel, and it's just like people like, or maybe people like Fight Club, the book, and the thing about that,
Yeah.
where it's like because people kind of express their aggression in their daily lives, they go
They
to
get
Fight
on,
Club
yeah.
and they just beat the shit out of other people, and they just let their
yeah, they like
masculinity,
to see other
right?
people
Yeah.
get hurt.
Yeah.
And, like, they rejoice in that.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. It's like basic, like human, like I guess like barbaric kind of, but it's
I
like
always think
basic.
of, like,
But it's like,
gladiators.
huh?
Gladiators?
Gladiators,
Yeah.
there's,
Yeah.
Like crowds and like people cheering on these men.
Like,
in a
killing
field.
each
Smashing
other.
into each other.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a fair point. Yeah. Okay, so like the gist of like this baseball season was, I thought it was like really whack. I mean, like I only followed the American League, but the basis of it was pretty crazy. So like, I'm a Rangers fan, and so like I'm all about the Texas Rangers, and the Houston Astros are like the other Texas team, right?
Yeah.
And like I don't really like the Astros. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll be honest, but like when it came down to like the World Series, it was between like, man, the playoffs are really weird. So everybody hates the Yankees. Like everybody hates the Yankees.
Except Mr. Garcia.
Okay, yeah, Mr. Garcia, you love the Yankees, but like I don't. Everyone's just biased against the Yankees. So everyone was like, Astros beat Yankees, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, sure, I can get on that. Like I
Okay.
hate the Yankees,
Yeah.
but I equally hate the Astros. And so when the Astros moved on to the Dodgers, I was like, okay, this is. I mean, I
So
guess.
you're going for the Dodgers.
I was low key
Yeah.
rooting for the Dodgers, even though it's like a Texas thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, but I was like, okay, no big deal, because it's really whack. Like, the Astros have always been a really bad team. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, like the Rangers. So, like in the AL West, which is where these two teams' division is,
Yeah.
like it's always been Rangers. And like this year, the Astros just pulled away somehow, like by a huge margin.
Really.
So it was like, yeah, so it was kind of whack. But World Series, man, it was like,
And Astros ended up winning.
yeah, in that last game.
But the thing is, I feel like it's already died. If it was
Yeah.
a Super Bowl, it would go on for a week.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
Everybody, it's yeah, no one's like really hype. Right
Yeah,
now,
everyone's
like-
just like, oh, cool.
yeah,
Astros
and,
won.
and we live in Texas.
Yeah,
Everyone
we
should
live
be
in Texas.
freaking
We
out.
should be freaking out.
Yeah.
Is this the first time Astros
Yeah, this is their first like World Series win ever.
and
like
okay.
in 52 years.
I heard
Oh,
that,
really?
and I'm not sure if it's true, but like I think it was this Friday, so
Yeah.
today,
Yeah.
they canceled school in Houston just so like celebrating this.
Okay. Well, but that's like Houston. I mean, that would make
Yeah.
sense, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
That's kind of stupid though.
really?
Like they're already 2 months behind with like the hurricanes and stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess, yeah.
And honestly,
Felipe is like, Felipe cares about the education of Houstonians. Okay,
Houstonians?
so
Speaking of Houstonians, man, Houstonians are crazy. Some of them are.
You went to Houston recently, didn't you? Or was that?
Houston's like I go there all the time.
All
It's
the
almost
time?
like a second home.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
you know
that's
what I'm
pretty
saying?
dope. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, I don't know.
Like my family's from Houston. Well, my aunts and my uncle live in Houston. Then I have a few cousins that live in Houston. So, I mean, I love it, but it gets crazy, and there's all these, like, I was going down to the Galleria, the mall.
Yeah.
And there's these black preachers that said white people are going to hell,
Ah.
and it said blacks and Hispanics are the true children of Zion, and that all white people will go to hell, no matter what. That was insane.
Yeah. Well, that might not be true. I'm gonna go on a limb and say they're
just
probably
maybe.
they might have the wrong idea of what's happening to white.
I don't
But
know
yeah.
where they get these radical ideas.
I know.
They take these words out of context and they just like, oh, white people are going to hell.
They're all going to hell, all of them. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. So like, as far as like World Series, it was it was a little like I was like biased towards the Dodgers. I think a lot of people were, but at the same time too, suddenly anybody at least here that I noticed, right? Suddenly everyone's an Astros fan. You know what I mean? Like you saw it on Snapchat, like everybody was like, "Go H-Town!"
Yeah.
Like everybody was like freaking out about it. So.
Yeah, and like I've never. Yeah, what?
It's what you said. It's a Texas.
It's a
thing.
Texas
It's a
thing.
Texas
So everybody suddenly shows
But it's
up.
it's
Yeah.
it's kind of it's
No,
cool. It's
I'll be
like
honest with you, I'm obviously not going to be like, oh, damn it, the Astros won. Because it's still like, it's a win for Texas.
yeah, I feel like it's all it's the underdogs.
Yeah.
They're the
They
underdogs.
were for sure. Like, I was not expecting them to. But to be fair, like, the Dodgers hadn't been since, like, the late 80s. Like, I don't think they'd been to
really?
the World Series since, like, 89, something like
I
that.
think it's underdogs versus underdogs.
Yeah, exactly. So, but it's whatever. I mean, the last game, okay, so I don't know if you guys remember, but, like, the second to last game was, like, one of the craziest World Series games of all time. It was, like, the final score was, like, 13-12.
That's crazy.
When the Dodgers won, it was like mega. It was like 2 a.m. when the game ended.
Oh,
like straight,
are you
yeah, 2
serious?
a.m. for us, like when the game ended, and they were like, "That's awesome," and that set up the last game, which was the tiebreaker for the win.
Yeah.
And then the last game was like horrible. It was 5-1, Astros won. Like it wasn't even close. It was like, oh damn it, like that was the whole game. It wasn't even worth it. So I mean, like it was crazy. It was like one of the best. And baseball's it's actually kind of hard to get really into baseball unless you're there. So like.
Yeah.
To be at home and like me personally watching it, I was like, oh my god, oh what's that like? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a football game. It was really cool. And then you expect that last game to be like a clash of the Titans.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, all right, I guess
Yeah, it's just like I don't
that
know.
sucks.
I can't get into baseball because I just can't get into it. You know.
It's a little hard. It's like a 3-hour long game, and then it's like
And people don't have the time.
Yeah.
And it's on the.
it's every day too, man.
When was it? It was during the week as
It's
well,
weekdays.
right?
Yeah, there's like
weekdays.
120 baseball games a year,
That's crazy.
something like that. Yeah, it's pretty whack.
Yeah.
I don't know how to get behind it. At least it's not tennis, something
Oh
like
my
that.
God,
Women's
tennis.
golf. I don't know.
I can watch tennis. When I was
Really?
getting my haircut at Sports Clips,
Mhm.
I was watching some
They had
tennis.
tennis on at sports club.
Yeah, there's tennis on Sports Clips.
That's kind of okay. How about
I was
that?
just like, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
sure.
but I can't watch golf. I can't do it.
No one should watch golf. You know what I always wonder? Like, how do people show up to golf tournaments? You know what I
Right?
mean? Like to watch for hours. You don't
And-
see most of it. I mean,
You don't see most of it, and it's like, even if you do see it, they just
that's
hit a
it.
ball.
Yeah, they just fucking hit it, and it's like, I guess, because you guys have probably seen that famous clip of like Tiger Woods like hitting like his little thing, and then like and, like thousands of people are just like like, losing their
Yeah,
shit.
I don't understand.
I'm like, how?
dude.
Like, how are you doing that, man? I don't know.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah. Okay, so then so football, I'd say that easily is like the predominant like American sport, like without a doubt. I mean,
Yeah.
like even when football's not around, people are complaining about how it's not around. Like, I mean, that's true.
I
Yeah.
don't watch football and I was missing it.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
see, yeah, that's the thing. That people just
I
like,
think,
into
but
it.
people even who don't watch it, it's like people miss the debates that they see, whether at work, at school,
Yeah,
like at
yeah.
different places. They're like, "Oh, did you see the Cowboys? They won!"
Oh yeah, jeez.
And people make bets on it.
Yeah.
I like that.
I made a lot of money last year, and I lost a lot of money this year. So I mean, for sure,
It's fun.
it's fun.
It's
I mean,
fun.
basketball too. Like basketball just started up. I'm not actually into basketball.
You're not
I
into
don't. I don't
basketball?
watch
Oh
it.
yeah, you told me that you
Yeah,
were into
it's like the
basketball.
one sport I can't get into. Like I can get, it's weird. I can get into like badminton, but I can't get into like basketball. Like it's really, I don't know. The games are too fast paced. I think okay, obviously like the last seconds in a game are always the coolest, but like in basketball, it always comes down to the last seconds. I think so. That's why like don't even watch it till the very end. So I don't know.
Yeah, and in basketball, you never know which team's gonna win until you have to watch the whole game.
Yeah, it's true.
Because you can literally shoot from anywhere. You have some really high
Yeah, it's true.
skilled shooters. Some of them get away with some crazy shit.
Crazy shit.
And like they'll be like 20 points behind when the first half ends, and then next thing you know they're 20 points ahead.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Really back and forth for sure.
Yeah. With football, like what do you pretty much by the third quarter, you're like, oh,
You can
right?
kind of tell. Like
Yeah.
in most games.
Most games?
Yeah, that's what makes football fun though. Is that like it's like you'll be like, no way, no, really, they came back from that. That's like it's
Okay,
whack,
yeah.
for sure. But I mean, it's
But in
whatever.
basketball, it's like, oh, they came back.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, good for them.
It always happens.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
you
just
know?
happens. Yeah, I feel you for sure.
Yeah.
What else? I mean, what's sport-wise? I mean,
What's going on right now?
I don't know. So, let's see.
You know, when does soccer season start up?
When hasn't soccer? Like,
I don't watch
it's like
soccer.
non-stop, right?
I don't know.
It's like
There's been
international.
games, Sanchez on his
Yeah,
Instagram.
He always
Yeah.
puts his
but
stuff.
they're Mexican games.
Like FC Barcelona, so
Yeah,
like just
but
everything.
they're always
America.
playing.
Yeah, yeah.
Always.
Man, I don't know how soccer works.
don't know how
called?
soccer
It's
works?
like the MLS or something. No, what is it?
I don't understand because there's a
Major
bunch of
League
different
Soccer?
divisions.
That's
There's a
for
bunch of
America.
different
Yeah.
teams, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, do you know how it works? I don't know anything about it.
MLS is America,
Mhm.
and then the Mexican one is La Liga MX, I think.
Okay.
And those are all just like smaller teams.
Okay.
Okay.
But I'm not sure about like.
What about like
FIFA's
national
like
teams?
the national thing, right?
Yeah, those are most for like the World Cups.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay.
World Cup happens every 4 years, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
When is the next one?
Wait, isn't it this year?
No.
I thought it was because isn't the
Last
like
year- it
Winter
was-
Olympics or something?
Wasn't there one
Next-
2016?
what is it called?
World Cup.
World Cup.
Was it 2016 or 2014?
I wouldn't. Thursday, June.
2018,
Okay.
next year.
Yeah, next year.
Yeah, so last one was 2014.
Oh, okay. How about
Rio?
Yeah, what is it, Rio?
Rio.
Where's
Remember-
this one? This one's in Russia. Isn't
Brazil. This one's in Russia this year. Well,
Really?
actually, okay.
Oh yeah, it is in Russia.
Is that the same thing as the like Winter Olympics and stuff?
it? Around the same time?
Well, I don't know, because isn't it this year that like Russia's hosting the Olympics?
Is this year?
Well, I guess it's next year, right? 2018. Dude, I don't
Yeah,
know,
check.
man.
Winter Olympics or just regular Olympics?
Who
The
is
summer.
hosting
What, winter or?
the 2018? Well, how about the 2018 World Cup is right there.
Oh, yeah, we already have
Okay,
that.
okay. So then, but who is?
18. Olympics?
Yeah, Olympics. Is it also Russia?
North Korea.
What?
Oh, wow.
In 8 months, South Korea will host in Pyeongchang.
Is that true?
40 miles from North Korea could host
From the
some.
demilitarized
It
zone.
could host some of the events. Wow.
That's crazy.
That would be whack. North Korea, Jesus Christ.
Nah, it's gonna be like the interview. They're gonna show like the best parts of it. Did they take that movie off Netflix?
Yeah, I think they took it down for a bit. Well, they always just like cycle them, I think.
Yeah.
But man,
Jeez, that's gonna be something else. Pyeongchang 2018 Olympics, next Winter Games in Korea. I think that's pretty crazy.
it is. Wait, oh, what's up with that fat bastard? What is
What's going on with Kim Jong Un?
Type that up. What's up with that man?
What's poppin' with Kim?
Was
Wait.
Kimmy?
Kim Jong Un. I actually don't know how to spell his name. It's probably
Oh, it's
Kim
Jong.
Jong. Kim Jong Un.
A dotard?
A dotard again. Here's a definition. Isn't it like a short fat guy? Or
I don't know.
something
Well,
like
let's see the definition. Time. Kim Jong Un called president. No, Kim Jong Un called the President Trump a
that.
dotard.
A dotard. What does that mean? What?
If it has something to
A dotard.
Kim.
Deranged and a dotard.
Deranged on Friday morning, less than the day after Trump took to Twitter.
Fucking
They're gonna bomb each other because they're calling each other names. Because obviously, Madman doesn't know. Starting to the world. It says, oh gosh,
Okay.
I love his
Yeah,
Twitter.
his profile is
Kim Jong Un also said that Trump is unfit to hold the prerogative of supreme command of a country.
Kim Jong Un said that.
Yeah, Kim's personal attack comes just hours after Trump imposed new sanctions on the North. That's kind of whack.
Yeah.
I must tell you that this is a complete denuclearization of North Korea that we seek. We cannot have this as a world body any longer.
A complete nuclearization of North Korea. Does that mean we're gonna bomb the shit out of North Korea
I don't
pretty
know if
soon?
I don't know if he said denuclearization or nuclearization. But if he said one of the two, that'd be kind of whack. I don't know, man. Why? Trump. I mean,
Speaking of North Korea,
oh, there's North Korea. For
So,
sure. I mean, okay, here's the thing. You want to hate Trump, right? But he is calling out North Korea, man. I mean, he's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, it's weird because I just feel like still somehow Americans, like, roasted Trump for roasting him, like, North Korea. You feel me?
yeah,
They're like,
and they should take pride. I mean, if you don't like Trump, then that's one thing,
That's
but
okay.
still,
you
like,
should not like North Korea.
You should not like North Korea over your own president.
Yeah, for sure,
Like,
for sure. Oh,
Oh, when you have North Korean immigrants,
that's true.
then
That's true.
I guess you can like Kim Jong Un.
You can like Kim Jong. Yeah. I mean, he's a fun guy. They're really cute guys. I think it's kind of scary that these two guys have nuclear weapons, but
Yeah,
hey, good for them.
This guy's, I don't know, but the thing is, like, I feel like he says a lot of crazy shit.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Do you think he has the balls to do it though?
I don't know, right? Okay, maybe not him, but you guys know who Jim Mattis is, the Secretary of Defense or State?
I have no idea.
He's one of the two. Jim Mattis. Or he's just Jim Mattis.
Jim Mattis.
Mattis.
M-A-D-D.
M-A-T-T,
Oh,
right there.
M-A-T-T.
He's the first guy. He is, okay, he's an ex-Marine general. James Mattis, my bad, not
James.
Jim.
Okay.
Yeah, James Scrolling. He is the current
Is a retired United States Marine Corps
Yeah.
general, who is the 22nd current United States Secretary of
Yeah.
Defense.
He
serving in
is,
Canada.
this guy is like badass. He had that speech that he gave about how, I think I showed it to like you about how like if North Korea pulled anything, they would be met with an unrelenting like wave of fire and shit like that. Like he is a kick-ass and he would do it.
Yeah.
Like if you should actually look at like his quotes, like shit that this guy says. Like he's like insane. Like
Okay. Let's look at some of his quotes.
James Mattis quotes. Like he's pretty kick-ass. Like my uncles told me about this guy. There it is. Like James Mattis quotes. Like
Net worth. Unforgettable quotes by James Mattis.
politico.
Politico. 40. Okay.
So
Let's just get
retired
down to
Marines
it.
Corps general, some shit. Like
I don't lose sleep at night over the potential for failure. I cannot even spell the word, he once said.
Failure. That's funny. Reporters say he said, "I've never found it to be useful." He said, "I've always found give me a pack of cigarettes and a couple of beers, and I do better with that than I do with torture." And I was very impressed by that. I said, "What? That's kind of whack." Do you think there's if you scroll down, you'll see some of that? Oh, there you go.
Okay. It's quite fun to shoot them, you know. It's a hell of a hoot. It's fun to shoot some people.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
jeez.
That was on the war in Afghanistan.
Uh-huh.
Jesus Christ. There are some assholes in the world that just need to be shot.
Oh, jeez.
All right.
Well,
yeah.
I feel like this guy would be the one to like, hey Trump, we should bomb the shit out of
Shoot
North
the
Korea.
shit out of the fucking Koreans, for sure.
Fuck. Okay. I come in peace. I didn't bring the artillery, but I'm pleading with you. With tears in my eyes, if you fuck with me, I'll kill you all.
Jesus Christ. He remembered offering this message to Iraqi leaders following the invasion. Be
man.
polite, be professional, but have a plan to kill everybody.
Oh,
you meet.
jeez.
Jesus, man. He advised his Marines in Iraq to stay vigilant. I mean, that's fair. That's a good
Yeah.
quote. Like, hey, guys, watch out. Okay.
Well, yeah, that's a good quote. I feel like that's a good quote
That's
for
actually,
life.
yeah, that's just everywhere. Watch out.
Yeah.
You never know. Okay, so there's some people who think you have to hate them in order to shoot them. I don't think you do. A lot of his quotes are about shooting people.
Yeah,
like a lot of us, all
I
of
feel
them.
like there's no. These people. This is written by a bunch of butthurt liberals who are gonna.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. They're getting the worst ones. In a country with millions of people and cars going everywhere, the enemy is going to get a car bomb out there once in a while.
I mean, that's just true. I mean, to be fair, a lot of these are Afghanistan, Iraqi based. But I
yeah,
mean, they're
and he
true.
was over there.
That's true.
Okay, what the
Okay,
fuck
hold
is
on,
this?
what the
PowerPoint makes it stupid.
Is that an unforgettable James Mattis quote?
Mattis gets a third of his briefings on the presentation platform, though the New York Times has reported. That's the most okay. Out of all of them, that's retarded. That's
That's a pretty fucking stupid one. That's a yeah, like they okay, unforgettable. You'd think that they'd put it on his like headstone. And,
Yeah.
like, his great, and they're
PowerPoint
fucking
makes it
PowerPoint
stupid.
makes it stupid. They say, I get a lot of credit these days for things I never did. Well, that's intelligent. That's just smart. That's
Yeah,
what that
that's
is.
engage your brain before you engage your weapon. That's a good one.
That's good, but I also call
Sounds
bullshit because he was telling us a bit of kill
was gonna
everyone.
kill
you meet.
everyone you meet,
Kill
yeah.
everybody you meet.
And the worst. Wait, was it 9 or 10?
It
Oh,
said
no,
9
It
or
was 9.
if you check out the images, you'd probably find a quote or something. Like, you know how they have the little, like,
Yeah.
meme pics or something like that? That might work.
Well, I'm sure he's a smart guy. Like, he's not gonna go around shooting anyone.
Yeah.
Like, he knows who he wants to shoot
Yeah.
and why he wants to shoot.
We've backed off in good faith to try and give you a chance to straighten this problem out. But I'm going to beg with you for a minute. I'm going to plead with you, do not cross us. Because if you do, the survivors will write about what we do here for 10,000 years.
Jesus. That's a little scary.
There's nothing better than getting shot at and missed.
It's really great. It's really
Yeah.
great. Good for you, James.
I feel like 21 said that too.
Right? Jesus, really? Okay, it's iconic. What's some other ones? Oh, that's. Oh, I mean, that's true. Okay. When you men get home and face an anti-war protester, look him in the eyes and shake his hand. Then wink at his girlfriend because she knows she's dating a pussy. Jesus. Okay, that's kick-ass to hear from the guy who
yeah,
wants it.
it's kick-ass, but it's kind of radical at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, just
Because like, what if I feel like, have you ever seen that quote where it's like, people who want to end war the most is people who have been in it?
That's true. That's true.
You know
But
what I'm saying?
but like I think he also has a point because like, a lot of the anti-war protesters, they take out their like hate on the people fighting the war.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
their job.
ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like if anything, get pissed with the people who are sending them overseas. Not
Yeah.
like with like some like okay, like, my uncle tells you about how like he was at like a bar one time when he was stationed back, and he'd already like done like 2 tours in one in Afghanistan, one in Iraq.
Okay.
And he was telling me about how like there was just someone at a bar sitting next to him, and they were just like mouthing off about how like how fucking stupid like Bush is and all this, and he's like, okay, I'll let him. That's true, right? And then
Yeah.
he's like, and like all those fucking apes that go overseas and kill people, like they're making us look bad. And he's like, bitch, you're making us look bad. And like long story short, like my uncle like beat the shit out of the guy. So I mean like.
Your uncle was a Marine, right?
No, my uncle was he was Air Force Special Forces. I wouldn't know the like actual term for it. But
Oh,
he was
okay.
Special Forces.
But one of
Air
your
Force.
uncles was
One of my uncles was a Green Beret.
a Green
That's
Beret.
what. Yeah,
Okay.
he was a Green Beret.
Okay.
Yeah, the uncles in my family go like hard ass into the military.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was your
Mom
Step-
has to- Oh no, my stepdad. Okay, he wanted to, but he was Canadian, so he couldn't do anything, and he didn't want. I don't know why he didn't serve.
oh
like-
to the American?
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know why he didn't do anything in Canada, but oh well, Canadians.
Yeah. And your mother was
My mom was in the Air Force for 8
Okay.
years. Yeah, whole family of them.
do you
Yeah, my mama did the. My mama, she wasn't like combat duty
Yeah.
or anything like that. But she did like blood tests and stuff like that, medical things.
was she
yeah.
like she was a nurse within the Air Force? or
Kind of,
like-
yeah. She would be like on the on-field, like the. I forget what they're called, but like the hospitals that they set up over there.
Oh,
She would
okay,
do that
yeah.
stuff. Yeah, that's what she would do.
That's cool.
What does your mom do now?
She's retired now. She retired after the Air Force.
Okay,
So,
that's cool.
good for her. She married a white guy who started up a company, and she was like, all right, I can do that. So, I mean, that's what I would do.
I'm balling.
Yeah.
Do you plan on going to the military?
Yeah, I'm gonna. I think the plan. I want to go in as an officer. I don't want to enlist.
Okay, so you're gonna get a degree.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a degree first.
Do you know where you want to get a, like at the academy, or do you just want to go to a normal college?
Like, okay, everyone wants to go into like the military academies,
Yeah.
but they're hard as shit to get into.
and that's the thing, and I feel
Yeah.
like because I looked up the degree plans because I was planning on doing that,
Yeah.
and most of them are military based.
Yeah.
You can't like special arms specialist. What the fuck
Yeah.
are you gonna do with
What are you
that?
gonna do with that? Yeah, like you want to be a fucking accountant. It's like, what can you do? I know how to take apart guns and put them together. Thank you. like we'll consider you.
Can you put in numbers and account? The fuck's a calculator?
What's a good calculator? Like I mean,
Yeah.
it's like but I mean, so that's one of the things. But also, if you the advantage of those things is if you go to the academies, like your entire college is paid for.
That's true.
You just got to make it up in service time.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's whatever. But regardless, you're still gonna be doing like service with like, because like, it's not like you just join any branch and you're like, okay, I'm gonna be here for like a couple months, see what happens.
No,
Like, they're gonna
yeah.
put you on for years.
Yeah, you signed a contract and
Yeah.
you're in there. They own you pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah. So I mean, if you go in as an officer, it's just smarter. You have way better pay. I mean, okay, my uncle told me it like this: you're always gonna be getting yelled at by somebody.
Yeah.
But the higher up you are, the less people are yelling at you, and you get to yell at people. So he was like,
Okay.
all right. So like my uncle, he was in one of my uncles, my tio Joe. He lives in D.C. right now. He works for the Pentagon currently, and like he he's been in the Air Force for like 30 years, and
Oh,
like
shit, he could
yeah,
he could retire.
Yeah,
They get a really good
like a great pension and
yeah.
everything. So like I don't know his rank, but it's like Master Chief Sergeant, like something like one of the like.
Should have a
majors.
Halo or something.
Yeah, exactly. so like he's been in there forever, and he talks about how he's been getting screamed at since like day one.
Yeah.
But he like enlisting, like it took him forever, like 30 years for him to be able to scream back at people.
Okay.
So I mean, he's
And
like
he enlisted.
yeah, he enlisted, and so it's not like if you enlist you're an idiot or anything.
No.
You know what I mean? But if you can, be an officer. It's
Yeah.
just better for you. So that's what I would do, Mr. James Mattis.
How long have we been recording for?
Let's check it out.
What's been happening?
What's going on? Oh, it's about 40 minutes.
40 minutes.
See, it goes by real fast. Like, if some people believe, like, Jesus Christ, you do this for an hour.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. It's pretty easy.
Conversation.
Okay. So
That's
what can we build off of this then?
James,
James-
Marco, would you like to add anything? You North Korean son of a bitch.
What do Koreans do?
Just here to observe.
Yeah.
A voice in the dark is Marco.
Dark.
Hmm. Did y'all see that China's building a new supercarrier?
I did not.
Neither did I. It's a secret. But but supposedly that's what they're doing. What is China up to, man?
China hasn't been in the news. I don't think it's been in the news lately.
Let's check in on our little chinks over. Chinese. My bad.
China news?
China news. What is it?
We're not gonna be able to read it, but
Can we get on
U.S.
a
warns
Chinese
China
website?
over. Oh, that was.
Hey, look, there's a South China Morning Post. China hopes it can help not cause problems.
Did you hear about those two or that Navy ship that had it collided with another?
Yeah, there's been like 4 or 5 collisions this year.
They say I was reading about it. It was like apparently it was due to lack of training, like sleep deprivation,
Yeah.
and I don't know something else. And it's just, what do you think about that?
I mean, okay, so what I heard was they fired the guy who's like in charge of the South China like fleet or that's deployed out there or
Okay.
whatever. They fired him, so he's done.
Okay.
And so I mean, like I guess it's a good start,
Yeah.
right? And then they put in a new guy, and they've like required vast new training because I mean, like that's the thing about the Navy, dude. Is like there's some like 300 odd like total combined ships
Yeah.
and stuff like that, and you've got like thousands of people on each one of them. And they're just these floating hunks of steel.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it makes sense that every now and then there's going to be a mess up. But, I mean, they're fucking expensive mess ups, dude.
They're expensive, and how the fuck do you just like?
Yeah, okay, that's a solid point. I know what you mean. How the fuck do you driving this tank in the ocean see another tank in the ocean and not be like, ah, shit, let's get away? You know what I mean? Like how the fuck do you guys crash? And I
Yeah.
mean, it's not like they're moving fucking crazy fast.
No, they're like
No, they're slow.
they're slow as hell.
I mean,
dude.
Jesus Christ. It's like they see it and they're like, no.
I think the worst part is how some of these guys, the sailors, go.
Yeah.
They straight like drown because the water is
Yeah,
coming through
it's
there, and they don't
true.
have enough time
They don't
to.
have time to get out or
Yeah,
shit. It's
it's
terrifying.
fucked,
I
man.
don't do that shit. So I mean, pros and cons to the Navy.
Yeah.
You get tons of puss for sure, but
Yeah,
you
that
not-
Navy uniform.
Ooh, man, Marines too. Those dress blues.
Oh, yeah.
They're called dress blues.
Dress blues?
Dress blues. Man, oh my goodness. They're like,
Oh,
okay, not that type of dress
oh
blue. There
yeah,
they are.
That's a nice looking uniform.
Even on that old
Like
man.
you know that old man, he looks like a good looking old man.
For sure. I mean, my God.
And then the I feel like the Navy uniform isn't like, oh my gosh, that guy's a handsome
Yeah.
beast, but it's a classy uniform.
Yeah, the Navy dress blues, or
Navy.
they have their whites.
Yeah, they have
the
their
service whites
whites.
and all that good stuff.
Oh,
See,
what?
that's the enlisted men's
Yes,
like.
yeah.
Navy. Yeah, but the officers that like so look up like naval officer uniform. Yeah, like the all white ones, like they are fucking
Yeah,
spoofy. Look at those.
that's
Like,
ooh,
dear
man.
God, look at those 4 fellas right. Save some puss for the rest of us. Please. Like, my God, man, look,
Look at
how
that!
crisp
Look at that
they are.
little ooh, man.
Yes, the chin, the hat, the sunglasses, dude.
Sword too.
The
The
sword.
I think that's my favorite
Yeah,
part.
okay. I'll be on. It's cool that they include the sword, but they do not fucking need one.
Nah,
Okay, like what is a guy at sea? He's gonna point the enemy ship, like fucking heave that shit, like
Tomahawk.
yeah. Okay, so there was when Georges Patton, when he was the in World War II, he was the Allied commander of like the 3rd U.S. Army, all tanks and shit, right? That's his shit. But to get overseas, obviously he had to sail. And one time, while he was on a transport ship over to like the European theater, there were submarines attacking the convoy that they were with, and he saw when they started sinking one of them came up. Supposedly, this is like, superstition or whatever. One of the submarines comes up and it's like a mile or two away from his boat, and he pulls out his fucking revolver and just starts shooting at it. And they're like, "Why are you doing it?" And he's like, psh, psh, and he runs at him. He's like, "Fuck, out of ammo!" And he fucking heaves his gun. Like he heaves it, and he's just like hoping to get it. I mean, that's the concept of the sword. Like, I mean.
Oh wait, speaking of trying to take submarines down, Ernest Hemingway tried to take a submarine down.
What is that? How? What?
He had a fishing boat.
He had a fishing boat. He was on a fishing boat, and what was he doing?
He had a submachine gun and grenades.
Oh yeah, he was throwing grenades into the water trying to take out. What was it?
Well, he never did it.
But he was
had
trying
a plan.
to. He had a plan.
Why?
To destroy. I don't know. This guy's fucking crazy.
Write a good book, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus, man. Ernest Hemingway. That's the guy who blew his brains out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he blew his brains out. But he wrestled a shark.
Wow.
And he was in 2 back-to-back plane crashes.
Oh, I heard about that. I heard about the plane crashes.
Yeah, that's
good for him.
Actually, I wish he was still here.
Yeah.
They changed the battle uniforms to green.
Oh, for like the Navy?
Yeah, for the Navy.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
New Navy. But I guess what battle?
You can just type in uniform. That should
Okay,
work.
uniform.
If it's in images, yeah.
Uniform type 3. It's a type 3.
Type 3. What is that? Wow.
I don't know.
The blue looks cool.
I mean, yeah, apparently.
Green also looks.
But like the thing is, when you see, you think like now you're thinking army.
Yeah, when you see servicemen.
But the thing is, apparently it's a lot more ventilated.
Yeah.
And apparently with the blue, if sailors did fall overboard, they couldn't see them.
Okay, that's a fair point. That's a fair point.
But I feel like the blue is iconic.
Yeah, that's navy. That's
yes,
naval.
Navy. Yeah.
Yeah, I get you.
I don't know.
That's a good point though. Like falling overboard.
Falling overboard.
They can't see them. Are getting new threads. Okay, that's dope. So did everybody else get new threads, or was that just like the
I think
Navy?
it was just Navy.
Okay, well, good for them. I do think they look kind of cool. It looks kind of Halo-like.
Yeah, right?
That's
Green
cool.
and tan camis.
Woodland. I mean, did they have to make the camo look like the woods, though? No.
Yeah, of course they can't put a ridiculous, like, neon,
No.
like, pink shit on there, like, little pump type shit.
Yeah. Fucking hair type.
Oh, man.
Man, isn't it whack to know how much money that shit costs, though?
It's crazy. What was it? Have you ever seen the movie with Jonah Hill in it? Like, it was like Jonah Hill and this other guy was like gun runners.
Oh, yeah, that's the one that just
War
kind of
Dogs?
came out.
War Dogs,
right?
War
War
Dogs.
Dogs. That's the one that just kind of came out.
It was like they displayed how much a uniform or like a full soldier was.
Like 60,000 or
It's
something.
a lot of
It's a
money.
lot of money, dude.
And that's crazy, man.
That's kind of cool though to know.
It's cool to know, but the thing is, knowing that, it's like, Jesus Christ, $60,000 of our tax money is going into one guy.
One dude, yeah.
Who's like the majority of the time just like sitting, pressing buttons, bombing the shit out of like these people with
thousands of miles overseas.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's a bit obsessive. Our military is ginormous. Even if we cut half of it,
it's still
the biggest
most funded military on earth. It's like the next 7 spending military nations combined don't add up to like the U.S.'s current budget. I actually don't know what it would be currently, but I know it's increasing. But like in recent years, it's been like $700 billion a year, which is bigger than the economies of like 40% of the nations worldwide. I mean, like
that's crazy.
It is pretty whack. But it's also kind of, I'll be honest with you, as guys, we aren't taxpayers. I mean,
yeah,
it's pretty kick-ass. I mean, it's pretty cool to know. It's like, oh shit.
Well, you don't pay taxes when you work, right?
No, they don't take taxes out of my paycheck.
I was getting fucking like mad. It was like 18%.
Yeah,
of my check would like go off to Hardingen.
And
Hardingen doesn't do jack shit with my check.
It's really fucking. I hate it, dude. Like, there's no. Like, okay, Sanchez is kind of crazy about some of his taxes and shit, but I'll give him props. Like, the income tax is a bit ridiculous.
That's fucking crazy.
That's money that like you yourself earn, and if like that much is being taken away, that's
a lot. That's 1/5 of your paycheck.
It increases for a lot of people. It's like 33% of some people's paychecks.
Crazy.
So I don't know, man. Like, I feel it at like the minimum wage level. So I mean, that's why I'm pretty blessed. I don't have to pay anything tax wise. Super illegal, but it's whatever.
Yeah, Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's, technically, I could get out of it though because they call me a part-time worker, and so but like
okay.
part-time on the sense like I just show up and they pay me for like day to day.
Okay, see,
So-
I guess I wasn't. I was full time because I'd have a schedule.
Yeah,
I go in from I do
like set hours and
I
everything.
do set hours. I was supposed to be doing like 6 hours. Sometimes I do like 12-hour days in a row.
Jesus, man.
And one time I didn't have a day off for like 3 weeks straight. Like I'd go on Saturday.
That's
like,
right. You were working like all summer, right?
Yeah. It was a cool experience though. I saved 2 lives.
That's
Well, I
cool.
really didn't save 2 lives.
Oh,
In
okay.
reality,
Tell us about the lives.
I did first aid on this one little girl. She got something stuck in her foot.
Oh.
And it was like, I don't know if you know it, but the skimmers are the little like the plastic
Oh,
things
yeah,
where all
little-
that like, shit comes in.
Yeah.
So we have to take out the thing, like take out the shit from the bucket, put it back in, and then all that. And I guess the skimmer top was broken, and she stepped on it, and it just went through.
Oh,
And so I was like freaking out. I was like, she's like coming over here. This mom's coming over here with her kid, like all fucking crying.
Oh,
I'm like,
shit.
and then my boss is like, "What the fuck?" It's like, and I just came down from the stand. I'm like, "Oh, I finally get a break."
Oh, shit.
Because
Okay.
going up on the stand is so boring.
You
It's
just
the most
sit there,
boring
right?
thing
You just
ever.
fucking sit there?
But it's easy money.
Yeah, that's true.
It's so easy. So I was just like, go get the first aid kit. I'm like, are you for real? and then so I go to the back, go to get on my gloves, pick up the first aid kit, bust it out, and like I start doing first aid. I take the thing out. It's like bleeding all over her foot. I have to like clean it with the wipes.
Yeah.
I put the pressure on there. I put a band-aid. And then I'm like, okay, it's Gucci. And then and then it goes right through. I'm like, oof. And I keep cleaning it. I'm cleaning it for my whole break. And then it finally stopped. She's like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. And then when I started saying bye to her, like when she left the pool, she's like, who's that? Like the mom. I was just like, it's whatever. It's part of the job. Because like it's ridiculous. You have some of the most nice people on the planet over there.
Yeah.
And you have some of the most dick people on the planet.
Oh, I can really.
At the public pool, Jesus, man.
Which one did you work at, Victor or like what?
It was the nice one. It was the one by
Is
the
it
mall.
Aquatic Center?
It's
or-
Victor.
Oh no,
Victor.
Victor's that
But,
by yeah.
It's the nice one of the public pools.
Yeah.
Longsea Hill, you don't know.
Oh no, I've been to Long.
there.
Ooh, that I used to swim in middle school, and
Yeah.
sometimes I'd have to go out there. It's fucking-
Pendleton's okay.
Pendleton was also that's one I went to most.
And Victor, I like Victor because it's a 50 meter
Yeah.
Olympic sized pool.
Yeah.
And Pendleton's like 25 yards.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, Pendleton's also indoors.
It's indoors, too.
It's like damp and it's cold. Oh God,
it's-
we would get there in the mornings and it would just be like it's just first off.
You're on the swim team, right?
Yeah. I was like, and we would get there every morning at like 5:30, and we would swim till 7. And it was like fucking ridiculous because that for a long time Pendleton's like heater was broken.
Yeah.
And so like it would be like 50 degrees outside and the fucking water would be like 30. I'm not even shitting
Yeah.
you. Like we would bring thermometers because the coach would be like, it's not even that cold. We'd fucking bring thermometers and put them in the river. And I remember one time it was like
Wait, did you
fucking-
have Coach Tucker?
No, is he a white guy?
He's a
Old
white guy with a mustache.
Yeah, he wasn't my coach, but
Yeah.
he was one of the two.
Okay, because
yeah.
like he's one of the guys that would go over there.
Yeah.
And he had this magical thing because when we put in the lane lines, we have to use a little like wrench and we have to go under the water. We have to like tighten it up like
Yeah.
manually. And this guy, he has a little magical machine. We call it like this little Tucker's magic machine. And so he just like put it on there. He pressed a button and it would tighten up so damn tight. We couldn't, and we tried to loosen it with like manually with the wrench because he'd just take off. He'd be
Yeah.
like, screw the lifeguards, I'm outies.
Yeah, I feel you.
And then so we'd just be under there. It's like, what is this guy doing?
yeah, what the fuck?
So straight up during public swim, we're supposed to take all the mainlands out. There'd be like 5 of them in there.
Yeah.
And then you see all these kids going under, like over him, because they can't hold their breath for some
Yeah,
reason. They
for
can't
sure.
just go under for like 1 second.
One fucking second. I feel you. Yeah.
And then they end up breaking them, and then we're like, gosh. So we have to get down from the thing, have to jump in the pool, take out the lane line, and then I think that's the most annoying part about the job was the people,
Yeah.
the general public.
Just people in general
Nah,
fucking
man,
suck.
like-
that's my job too, man. I get you.
Yeah.
Like hardcore. People
And then
suck.
one time there's this girl, she dehydrated and she passed out,
Oh shit.
and so we had to close. We didn't.
How long are people fucking swimming that they dehydrate, man?
Yeah, it's crazy. So she dehydrated. She got conscious. We took everyone out of the pool, and then there's this. It was about to close. It was like 10 minutes till closing,
Yeah.
and then so this woman, she comes up to us and she's like, "Are you guys gonna open it?" And she had like this super annoying voice. She was a big woman. She was like just this. Oh, she just bitched at us forever. She's like, "When are you guys gonna open it?" And I'm like, "Ma'am, it's 10 minutes. We're still we have to fill out the reports because you have to fill out like an accident report." And so we're looking for accident reports. We're filling them out, and they were just like, "Miss, ma'am, the pool's about to close in 10 minutes. We're filling out accident reports. Can you please leave?" And then she's like, "No, I paid." It's like $1.
Yeah,
I paid my money, so I can sit here for like it's like from I don't know. It was from 1 to 5. It opened for 4 hours, $1. That's not a bad deal.
That's not bad at all. A fucking dollar, like I mean, like, you gotta fucking grind for that 100 pennies, man. That's fucking whack.
Yeah, and she just kept bitching at us and just was just so annoying. And then she finally left. And then like, I guess her brother. It was her, and then her brother, and then her kids. So then I guess the uncle of the kids was like, "I'm sorry, my sister is a crazy bitch." He didn't exactly say that, but he was like, she gets so crazy. And I'm like, "It's fine." He was a cool dude. I liked him. We shaked up. We just it's chilling. And then he just left, and we were just there like talking smack. We just got, and then he goes, we said sometimes the diving boards wouldn't work.
Yeah.
We said they wouldn't work.
That's fun. That's fucked up.
Because we didn't. Okay, no, actually, no, we didn't say that. We said we can't guard over there because we were always low on guards because they were always quitting or they were always doing something. They would take off like in the middle of the week without even telling us. Okay. So I show up to work. I'd be like, okay, there's only 2 other guards, and we have 6 lifeguard stations. You're supposed to get a 15-minute break and go back up. And so we're there, and we have to close off a section of the pool. So it's just, Victor, how it's laid out? Yeah. It's just like this one big square, and then there's that other long square that a lot of swimmers use. Yeah. We have to cut off that whole section because the lifeguards are always absent. They're not there when they're supposed to be, and that got me really ticked because I was there every day. But I was making bank, they weren't making bank.
That's true.
So it was okay. I got more hours. So at the same time, I was happy. But I was like, come on, dude. I want a day off. Yeah, let me have a day off, man.
I feel you. Jesus Christ. People at my so I work at a froyo shop. And it's like you'd think that'd be like the easiest thing on earth. It is pretty easy. I'll be honest. Like every now and then I just gotta go fix a machine, and I don't really know how the fuck to fix them. So I straight up like.
Punch them.
Yeah, so like my manager, like Ricky's grandma, she'll be in the thing, and I don't want to bother her, so it won't work. And some bitch will be like, "I have to throw you in the work." I'm like, okay, fuck. So I go in the back. I don't know what to do. There's just like this giant metal crate. These things are like 1,000 pounds each.
Are you
like,
serious?
Yeah, and so like I'll take the back off and like fucking and pop off this metal grate, and then there's just straight up fucking gears, and I shit you not, I'll just kind of move some of them. I'll be like, and that usually works. And then I go up front, and I'm like, "Is it working now?" And they're like, "Yeah." I'm like, I'm a fucking magician, okay? And like, but I can remember like the shittiest person who I think I've ever had is, I know her. She's like this same old. She's like a middle-aged woman, but she always shows up late. So I have to have the place closed by 9, like the lights off, like no one can come in at 9 o'clock, and I'll get told by like my boss, like, hey, if no one's here like at 8:40, shut it down, because like sometimes business is just really fucking slow, and it's like, okay, shut it down. So it was like one day I waited. It was like 8:58. I remember looking at the clock. 8:58. No one had been here for like 30 minutes. I was like, let me just close it down, right? I turn the lights off, lock the door. As soon as the lights and door are locked, the machines are off already. Like, it's going to take me like an hour to clean everything, but the machines are off. This car pulls up. I'm like, fuck, okay, they got to go away. Like, I mean, it's like what, 8:59 now? Yeah. And this woman comes fucking banging like as hard as she can, like losing her shit. And she's like, 1 minute. And I'm like, miss, it's already 9 o'clock. Like, I mean, I can't. I'm like, my manager told me, I'm being like nice, right? I'm like, over here, like at the desk, like where I'm like, I can't, like, I'm sorry. And she's like, motherfucker, 1 minute.
Are you serious?
Yeah, like straight up screaming and losing her shit and banging the glass. I'm like, bitch, I'm sure as hell not gonna walk over and fucking
turn on all the lights and everything again.
And I'm like, no, go. And she's like, this is why no one eats here, okay? This is why I came. I wasn't even late. I was like, and I'm like, I'm not even talking to her. I like go to the back. I like turn the machines off in the back. I'm cleaning some stuff, restocking. I come back to the front like 30 minutes later. I kid you not. That car's still fucking seated out there with the lights on and shit. I'm like, okay, she wants to fucking wait. I guess she's going to try to jump me or some shit, right? And so I'm like, whatever. I finished closing. It's like 10 o'clock. I'm finally, everything's closed. I'm walking out front. I lock up and everything. My dad's waiting to pick me up. I'm walking to the car. She rolls the window down and she spits on the floor. And she's like, "Jackass! I showed up and now look, I'm late home." And I'm like, "I never told you to wait till 10. This isn't the only froyo shop on planet Earth. How bad do you want fucking froyo on a Wednesday night? Go home!" Like, god damn it, man.
Jeez.
People are so fucking crazy. Who wants froyo that bad that they're willing to wait for an hour to cuss at a teenage kid for shutting down store 1 minute early on a Wednesday night?
I'm down.
Fucking froyo, dude. Oh, well. It's like, hey, look, brain freeze right there.
Hey, man.
Represent. I mean, it's good. I mean, I like froyo, but I'm not gonna,
You're not gonna wait just to cuss out the worker who's getting paid
Yes.
minimum wage.
Dude, I
It's
agree
'cause they
with
don't
that.
understand that like the workers are humans too.
Yes,
Yes.
they do,
They
dude.
have emotions
Dude.
too. and
Yes,
everything,
dude.
Like,
Like
Yeah.
they think their whole life is working,
Yes.
and it's like they don't get into their perspective. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I can finally relate. Like, I used to be such an asshole. I'd be the type of person that's like, "Dad, turn the car around. They forgot my mayonnaise." Or something. And, like, now, dude, like, now I finally realize, like, fuck. Like, that's why I'm not even kidding. If my entire meal order is wrong, like, they give me someone else's, like, fuck, I asked for, like, 3 burgers. They give me a Happy Meal. I'll fucking roll with it. You know why? Because there's some motherfucker in there who's got his girlfriend just fucking cheated on him or some
Aw.
shit. His dad beats the shit out of him. I don't know. This
And,
is a
and he's grilling burgers.
He's grilling burgers, and then he's about to get fucking yelled at because you forgot the Szechuan sauce. You know what I mean? So like I'm totally okay with like that. And so, God fucking damn it. Minimum wage workers, shout out to everybody, man. Just straight up, the grind is real. Like it's real, man.
Dude, straight up.
aren't they raising up the minimum wage though?
In Texas,
No, not in Texas,
Oh,
but
just like here?
up north.
well, in some places they made
Nah.
it like $15
That's
in Atlanta.
crazy.
In Atlanta,
Atlanta,
it's
Georgia,
$15.
In Atlanta?
Yeah,
How much is it in Cali?
I wouldn't
I think
know.
it's 15 as well.
15 is.
But
in
then
a lot of
you can't
places.
afford anything in
Yeah,
Cali.
that's a valid point.
Yeah.
Like if they made minimum wage $15 here, oh shit, we
We be balling.
like straight up, man.
But in
That-
Cali, it's like, can I have like an ice cream? $15. What the? Like,
and cost of living is like fucking crazy up there. Have you
yeah,
seen like
it's
the?
like the housing.
Yeah, like-
for like a nice house, it's like 500,
Yeah.
600 grand.
Yeah.
Like a
That's crazy.
You should look up. There's
two
like, there's
or
like
three
a-
bedroom house.
Yeah,
Like,
there's
what
like
the
pictures
hell,
like
dude?
$400,000 even in like Fort Worth can
Yeah.
get you like a nice like mansion.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then like in New York, I shit you not,
Oh,
get you like
New
a
York-
squat settlement.
New York is it's really
Fucking nothing.
it's packed though.
And it's dirty too.
It's dirty. When I went there to New York, it was disgusting. I walked there and I could smell the pollution.
Yeah, it's fucking
You could
bad.
see the pollution in the air. It's disgusting. The sky is gray. I mean, of course, there's some places where it's just like and beautiful, like Central Park.
Yeah, obviously.
That's nice. And I like to see the different people play the instruments.
Yeah, it's dude.
Like, that's
the
awesome.
culture up in big cities is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But my God, New York City. Every big city's like really. I went to Chicago. Didn't you go to Chicago?
I love
very
Chicago.
recently?
I think Chicago is
It's like my favorite.
my
city.
favorite?
I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
I loved Chicago.
I love the people there.
Yeah.
I met this guy from Africa, or he was like Ugandan or something,
Mm-hmm.
and he was like, Trump a bad man, Trump the West. as soon as we got into the,
Was it like
the taxi cab.
I was about to say my guy was a taxi cab
Yeah, he was
driver.
a
He had
taxi
like
cab
one
driver.
eye. He was like fucking. He was really cool, but he was
Oh.
also like from Africa. It was freaky.
Yeah, he was just hating on Trump the whole time. My dad was about to have an argument with him. or something.
Jesus. That's kind of funny. I
That-
mean, the
that's
culture
funny.
there is fucking awesome, man. Like
Yeah,
to see
I think
people
it's
from
great.
everywhere.
Like I told Felipe, I walked down 10 meters and I hear 10 different languages.
Yeah,
That's
so that's
crazy, man.
it's really cool to see that shit. A lot of that shit I don't care for. Like I don't really. Okay, let's be honest here, guys. Do you want to see Muslims walking around in broad daylight?
I don't care.
I don't.
Well, I mean,
watch
of
out.
course you have those accidents and
Yeah.
what was it? Where was it at?
And most recent was in New York.
New
Didn't that guy
Yeah.
just like Actually, I don't
ran
think he
over
was.
some
happened there?
boys.
I didn't.
He ran over some boys.
He was a He was a what was the country, like Kazakhstan or Turkmenistan?
I don't know, but I
some
know
shit
he
like
was
that.
ISIS. He asked his nurse to put an ISIS flag.
Yeah.
in his room.
I heard, didn't Sanjay say that?
Yeah, he was like
Oh, yeah,
laughing
something-
about
yeah.
like he was like ha ha ha. How many people that? Those
And
people
now,
are so
now Trump
fucked.
wants to put him on the death row.
Yeah, he was like death penalty. Yeah. Why does Trump fucking tweet everything? Like,
That,
why,
I think that's a bit much.
yeah,
Like,
he acts like a kid, like everything. Just like straight up. Like he like shouts out like conservative pages. Like I mean, like what the fuck? Like
it's funny.
I mean it's fun.
Hey,
The
Trump, give us a shout out.
yeah,
Shout out
yeah,
to Beans and Dreams podcast.
Beans and Dreams.
The dreams.
We're not gonna rape your wife or kill your children
Or touch a pussy.
or touch a pussy.
Grab.
Just
Grab.
grab her by the pussy.
You know
my
what?
bad.
You can build a wall. I'll see it from my house.
We could see it. We could see
We'll
it.
just walk in our backyard and it's just right there.
Allah.
We might even build the wall for you, dog. Like straight up. I mean, I don't know. Okay, I'll be honest with you. A wall, I don't think it's a crazy idea. I don't see the point of it really.
I don't see that. I mean,
But-
obviously, there's.
Yeah, that's
it's
the thing.
really expensive.
It's really expensive, but I mean, if you build one, okay. If you don't, I mean, whatever. The bottom line is Mexicans were creative people. They'll just fucking dig under that. Okay,
Yeah.
Like,
like,
we have tunnels.
there's tunnels everywhere.
There's already
for cartels.
tunnels. Yeah.
So just do what you do with rats.
People
put
are
some
gonna
traps down
find.
there.
People are gonna find a way, no matter what. No matter what the situation.
Yeah. Build a
If
wall.
there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah, you build a 30-foot wall, 31-foot ladder.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, honestly. They'll be real, it'll be pitch black. There'll be like 10 fucking beaners running in the dark, and they'll just like shh, and they'll put
All,
that
they, all they have to do is close their eyes 'cause it's so dark.
Yeah, they won't think about how to get back over the wall, but they'll just worry about getting in. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's whatever. But I don't know.
I don't know, man. Mexicans. Have you ever seen that documentary? It's like, it's like America without Mexicans. A day without Mexicans.
A day without Mexicans. That's
It's
actually
like,
interesting.
oh man, I want someone to build. I want someone to cut my grass. My shit. Where they at though? Where's Juan at?
Nobody named
You know?
Greg is gonna be cutting grass. I mean, no one's gonna be doing that.
Oh
so.
man, I don't know. I think
Yeah. I mean, that's why the whole, like, there's, like, that whole racism and stigma against, like, the Mexican people. I mean, not down here, obviously. I mean, but I mean, like, in other
man,
places,
what the heck?
shit. But, like, in other places, I mean, they're just, like, they automatically profile. It's like,
There's no
they do the
connection.
jobs.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh,
A
there
day
you go.
without a Mexican.
Like, they do jobs no
Look
one
at
would
that.
fucking do.
27% of Rotten Tomatoes.
Like, look at our janitors. Are any of them white?
No.
No, man.
No. I mean, no. Because
Well,
white
that's
people wouldn't
because
do it.
we live down
Okay,
here.
okay, but
But
think about it
like, they're one of the
stereotypically.
most hardworking people. in my
They are
opinion.
very
It's true. I'll be
hardworking.
honest. Asians, okay. Honest to God, like Asians and black mothers and Mexican guys are the hardest working people on earth.
That is true.
I'll be honest with that. It's just they grind.
But I feel like it's because Mexicans have to work the hardest in their adult years because they slack off in their.
when they're kids.
when they're
Yeah,
kids.
like, okay, that's fair. But to be fair, like none of them went to school or anything.
That's for some of them.
That's for
though.
some of them. Okay.
Because some people have the opportunity to excel in school, but they don't fucking care.
I don't care. You're right. You're very right.
But then there's some of them where it's just they just don't get it, and some of them end up making these $1 million companies because they put the grind in and what they did and what they love to do, and they made something out of it.
Solid point. Solid point. Oh well. I don't know. You know, Mexicans. It's fun to be one. It's fun to be in betweensy. I'm in betweensy because I'm like Germanic and Mexican. So sometimes when I'm with white people, I can pull the whole, what's your name? Nick, Clark, how you doing? And then when I'm with,
Señor de Dios.
Nicanor Javier, right? You like fucking pull out what you got to do. But I mean,
And then when you're with a German, Mr. Von Bosk.
yeah, it's Herr von Vosko. Das ist gut. Yeah,
All right.
that's pretty great.
It's we're on an hour and 7 minutes.
That's
It's
pretty
been
good.
great
That's
talking
pretty
with
good.
you.
It's been good. Thank you guys for having me. It was a lot of fun.
We had our guest star, another guest star, come in right in the end of the podcast.
The guy dressed up as Lil Pump.
No pump.
Lil
Pump.
Pump.
Nah, I'm sorry. I just came in.
Nah.
I just wanted to observe.
It's all good.
It's always fun.
So yeah, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. Hit us up. What's poppin'?
Ashkara.
Let's get it!
Let's get it.